All right, thank you everyone. Good, go ahead and take your seats. We're going to get started. Yeah, Mike. All right, thank you everyone. Yes, my name is Mike Aldi, and I'm here to tell you all about the DigiByte Blockchain. But first, can I get a quick show of hands? Does anyone here get your health insurance through Anthem? Anthem Blue Cross, or Anthem CA, whatever it is they're calling themselves these days? Okay, a few of us here. All right. Well, maybe you were like me a few years ago, and you received a letter like this. Oh. Yeah. Which basically says, hey, we got hacked. Sorry. But all your information's out there. Your full name, your date of birth, your social security number, maybe even a little bit of your medical history. Oh, and as an added bonus, so is your wife's and your kids. Yay. But perhaps you don't have Anthem, so you don't have that problem. But maybe you like to shop at Target and, oh my God, time to call the bank. Gotta get all those charges reversed. That's okay. You got time for that, right? Yeah. I bet you got all the time in the world for bullshit like that, right? Or maybe you were one of the lucky few who unwittingly participated in the Equifax hack. And by few, I mean 143 million of you. That is over half the adult population of the United States. And it's so unsettling when something like this happens to you. You got to do something about it. I had to do something about it, and I did. I called LifeLock. You guys remember him? Yeah. He was all over TV years ago. He wouldn't shove about his social security number. So I figured, well, they must be legit. They've been around for a while. They know what they're doing. I called up and said, hey, I need your help. I need your help to check my data. I said, oh, yes, sir. We can help check your data. We even have a premium package. Oh, really? Well, shut up and take my money. So now I'm feeling good because I'm paying out the ass to LifeLock to wash my back. Some time goes by, I'm not even really thinking about it, which is exactly what I want, some peace of mind. And then this happens. Oh, really? All right, well, the silver lining here is that it was only the emails that got exposed. But let's think about this. We got a company like Anthem who's supposed to keep our data safe. We got a company like LifeLock whose singular purpose for existing is to keep our data safe. And neither one of them can, and neither can Facebook. Neither can Uber. Neither can the United States Department of Defense. Why? Why does this keep happening? Because they all rely on the same broken system which has plagued us for years. And this is why I'm such a huge fan of blockchain technology, and in particular, the DigiByte Blockchain. The DigiByte Blockchain is second to none when it comes to speed, security, decentralization, development, and community, with a laser-guided focus on cybersecurity, beginning with Digi-ID. Digi-ID utilizes blockchain technology to enable safe and secure website login and identity authentication. You no longer need usernames or passwords. It's more secure than SMS verification and two-factor authentication, such as Google Authenticator. But don't take my word for it, let's just ask Google. Oh, that's right, even Google employees do not use Google Authenticator, because Google realizes that there are better options out there, such as Digi-ID. Now, Digi-ID is a real-world working product. I'm going to show you exactly how it works right now. There's an online privacy firm named AntumID, based out of Belgium, that recently adopted the DigiByte blockchain into their platform. Now, I've already created an account with AntumID. Now, I can go in and enter my email and password, which is the old school way of doing it, which is less secure, or I can go here and click on Login Register using Digi-ID. And what this does is it presents a unique and independent QR code. This QR code cannot be recycled or reused, and all I have to do is go into my DigiByte wallet, which is available for free from the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS App Store. I log into it, and I press on the little button at the bottom. This opens up the QR scanner connected to the camera of the device. And all I have to do is just scan the QR code. Once it's scanned, it'll ask, do you want to log into AntumID? And I just either enter my PIN or it has the fingerprint scan on the back. I scan it. This confirms that I am myself, and that yes, I do want to enter my account at AntumID, and it automatically takes me to my account. No personal information is exchanged through this transaction. Now, AntumID is doing a lot of amazing things with the DigiByte blockchain to increase internet security, and there's other things such as document verification, which can be used through the DigiByte platform. such as DigiSign. DigiSign was spun off from the DigiByte blockchain, last year after the DigiByte blockchain was nominated for the Citigroup Integrity for Tech. They were a finalist, and DigiSign won. Well, they didn't win, but they got an honorable mention. They were a finalist, and DigiSign allows for online document verification, and there's also a company in Europe known as Digi-ID, which has also adopted the DigiByte blockchain for document verification. Now, let's look at some of the ways that makes DigiByte so secure. If we go back to that USA Today headline regarding Target, this headline has special significance with the DigiByte blockchain. So if you look closer at the date of this article, January 10th, 2014, that is the date that the DigiByte blockchain was born. And the founder of the DigiByte blockchain, Jared Tate, he etched that headline into the Genesis block, the very first block of the DigiByte blockchain. Right, so that's how blockchain works, right? Because each block contains a portion of the code of the previous block. But the Genesis block has nothing before it, so you have to give it more or less filler, for lack of a better term. Now for that filler, he put in that headline because he knew the impact that blockchain technology would have on cybersecurity. So the ethos of the DigiByte blockchain from the very beginning has been security first and everything else second. So let's take a look at some of the things that makes DigiByte one of, if not the most secure blockchain out in space today. Let's start by taking a look at the mining and compare to some of the other blockchains out there, such as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is 100% SHA-256. Awesome. All right, also Litecoin, which of course was a fork of Bitcoin. It is 100% strip. Outstanding. Now let's take a look at DigiByte. Ooh, a lot more color actually going on there, right? DigiByte has a total of 5 mining algorithms. It has SHA-256, it has strip, it also has qubit, grossel, and skein. They're all evenly distributed, each 20% of the network, and it's more decentralized. And there's 2 ASIC mining algorithms, 2 GPU mining algorithms, and 1 CPU mining algorithm. So whether you've got a warehouse of ASICs that are cranking day and night, making coins, or you just got gaming rig at your home, and you just want to spin it up at night while you're not playing games to win some coins, there's equal opportunity spread around. So again, it's more decentralized. Now, there is an issue with Bitcoin that 70% of Bitcoin mining occurs in China. Now, I've got nothing against the Chinese, but as we all know, the Chinese government isn't exactly known for being open and tolerant. And any government that rolls battle tanks against its people, that gets a big FU in my book. But DigiByte is not at risk because it's so decentralized. Bitcoin has about 7,500 nodes around the globe. DigiByte has over 200,000. So it's more spread out, it's more secure. Now let's take a look at some other coins here. We've got Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, everyone loves Doge, right? Wow. Zcash, another solid project. There's actually about 20 to 25 coins in this list, and they all have one thing in common. They all use DigiByte code in their blockchains. Because years ago, they ran into an issue with what is known as difficulty adjustment. And this is what blockchains incorporate to regulate the timings of the blocks. And these miners were coming to these blockchains and mining them and running their hash, and then they decide to just pack up and leave and move to another blockchain. Well, this created a lot of volatility on the networks, not so much in price and dollars and satoshis, but just in the ability for the blockchain to move, to transact and deliver confirmations. So the DigiByte developers found a way to incorporate real-time difficulty adjustment. And it worked so well that all these other coins saw that it worked. And of course, it's all open source, it's free for anyone to use. And so they said, okay, well, we need this, we're going to use this because, we're not stupid. So difficulty adjustment is real-time with the DigiByte blockchain. Now let's look at some of the other development achievements over the years. Again, DigiByte is almost 5 years old, and it's gone through a total of 7 forks. And a lot of times we associate forks with a new coin getting split off, it's going to get pumped and dumped. Well, no, they never did that. They just kept improving the existing technology. They've had 4 hard forks and 3 soft forks. And one of the major ones was last year with a thing known as SegWit, or segregated witness. For those of you who were around in the space back then, that was a thing. Well, DigiByte was the first major altcoin to integrate SegWit into the blockchain, first before both Bitcoin and both Litecoin. And speaking of both Bitcoin and Litecoin, going back to the mining, you can take all the hash power of both Bitcoin and Litecoin, throw them at DigiByte, and you can never get more than 40% of the network just based on the distribution. And it makes it much more secure. So because of the 5 mining algorithms and the difficulty adjustment, it makes it ideal defense against nefarious actors out there who would want to try and take control of the network through, for example, a 51% attack. Now let's go forward. Let's look at some more comparisons between Bitcoin, Litecoin, and DigiByte. Look, I'm not here to pick on Bitcoin or Litecoin. All the UTXO blockchains are all solid blockchains, but there's one that's better than the rest, and of course, it's DigiByte. But with Bitcoin, you've got around 7 transactions per second and block time of 10 minutes, which is excellent. If you want to do peer-to-peer transactions, to send money to an individual, that's really nice. We all do online banking, right? It usually takes at least a day, maybe 2, to pay your gas bill. But with Bitcoin, now we have the opportunity to basically send instant transactions, or near instant, within a few minutes. Now Litecoin came along and it improved the transaction speed. Block time is much faster. Fees were a little lower, and going back to difficulty adjustment, it goes from 2 weeks down to 3 days. But if we look at DigiByte, it can currently handle 560 transactions per second, and it writes a block every 15 seconds, which makes it the longest blockchain out there right now. And the transaction fees are so small, I mean, it's like a fraction of a penny to send whatever you want to send. I mean, it's not even worth doing the math. And again, going back to the difficulty adjustment, it is real time. And compared to, you've got Western Union here, it can do 30 transactions per second, PayPal 130. As I mentioned, DigiByte can currently handle 560 transactions per second. But what's significant about DigiByte is that it is scaled to double every 2 years. So in just over a year, it will be able to handle 2,000 transactions per second, which is on par with Visa. And by the year 2035, it will be able to handle 280,000 transactions per second. None of the other blockchains, like Bitcoin or Litecoin, are scaled to handle that. And these are all on-chain transactions, okay? I know some people are probably familiar with the Lightning Network being developed for Litecoin and Bitcoin, where the transactions go off the chain and things kind of get re-centralized, so to speak. Well, none of that occurs with DigiByte. Because it's block timing, it's block speed, transactions, scalability, there's no need for the Lightning Network. I mean, they could if they wanted to, but they don't need it, so they don't. And so all transactions stay on the blockchain. Let's look at some other, okay, so here's another slide here again. So here we have someone wanting to send 780,000 DigiByte, which is between $15,000 and $20,000 at current rates, and the fee would be 0.0002286 DigiByte. Again, we're talking about a fraction of a cent. So imagine trying to go to your bank and saying, hey, I want to send $20,000 for a penny, and I want to send it to anyone anywhere in the world. Try doing that cross-border payment. It's not going to happen. Now, looking at some other issues here. Of course, we've got, why does cryptocurrency matter? Why should I care about DigiByte or any crypto at all? Of course, I know a lot of us here in the room, we're probably already aware of a lot of these graphs here. Here we've got purchasing power of the dollar, obvious downward trend there. Here we've got debt to GDP for the United States as of June of this year, just hovering just below 104%. And here's one of my all-time favorites here. Purchasing power of the dollar since the introduction of the Federal Reserve. This may be a surprise, the dollar used to be $1. Now it's worth about 4 cents. So you can see that, obviously, with constant money printing, quantitative easing, fiat currencies are just, they're dinosaurs and they're dying. And so cryptocurrencies will serve as a lifeboat, if you will, to a new system, a system where there's an even playing field, everyone has equal opportunity, and it takes away all the corruption and malfeasance, and it allows for us to begin anew with a new level of fairness for everyone. So let me move on here. and I do need to, okay, let's talk about some price performance over the last 6 months. So DigiByte is up almost 40% over the last 6 months. And it's outperformed the likes of Stellar, Cardano, Towne, and Ripple. And this is slow, steady, organic growth driven by the community. And DigiByte is available on over 80 exchanges, and I gotta hand it to the DigiByte awareness team because in the last 6 months, they've gone out and they're just crushing it. I mean, I can't even keep up with the number of exchanges. Every other day, it seems like they're adding a new exchange to the list. I mean, of course, new exchanges are coming online, but DigiByte keeps getting added to. So that's great news. Now, before I move on about the DigiByte community, I do need to make some disclaimers here. And this is, I do not work for DigiByte. I'm not employed by DigiByte. I do not get paid by DigiByte. But the good news is, I'm the CEO of DigiByte. Hey, how about that? Right? All this time you thought I was just some lowly YouTuber, but you got the CEO of DigiByte front and center and in the flesh. But how can that be? How can I be the CEO of DigiByte and not even be employed by them? Well, see, that's what open source is all about. It's open source code, it's open source marketing. Anyone can go out and do whatever they want, however they want. They don't need permission, you don't need to ask. You just go out and do it. You know, I could, introduce myself to everyone out in the city and say, hey, I'm the CEO of DigiByte, and everyone think, oh, hey, that's cool, and they want to take selfies and post online and say, hey, I just got the CEO of DigiByte. And it's the community that would keep someone like me in check, saying, oh, that's just crazy old Mike in California. He thinks the CEO of DigiByte. You guys went out and legalized your dispensaries, and he's probably out puffing the wacky tobacco, and
yeah.
maybe I am, before arthritis.
Right.
So, but the point is that those of us who work for DigiByte, we're all volunteers. We all do it just because we're passionate about the project, we believe in the project. And see, I don't work for these guys. There's nobody to work for. I do it for myself because I believe in the technology. I believe it can help improve my life and improve the lives of my children. And it's been exceedingly difficult to talk about the DigiByte community without saying the word opportunity in the same breath. Because, as I said, you can do anything you want. You can contribute in any way you want. When I reached out to the DigiByte awareness team earlier this year, I let them know and say, hey, I work in television and I can make videos. I want to make some videos. The kind of work I do, it's not very creative. It can get very mundane and routine. And I really wanted to try something different and to really help the community. And they were like, oh, well, cool, right on, do whatever you can do. So the question I posed to myself was, has anyone ever made a movie trailer for a blockchain? Is that even possible? Well, that's what I wanted to do for a project we called Humanity Rises, which profiled the DigiByte community's involvement with what's going on in Venezuela. A lot of you may be familiar with the crazy hyperinflation that's going on down there. Even if you have money, a lot of times just goods and services, they're just not available, and so it's become a real problem down there. And so it was so nice to just contribute, in such a way. And there's nights when it was really tough because. It's like 2 a.m. and you're sitting in a bay and I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I get myself into? I don't even know where to go with this. But then you reach that moment and you're like, oh, this is really something special. And so I strongly encourage you all to check it out. It's on YouTube at my YouTube channel. It's called DigiByte SoCal. It's on some other YouTube channels because I wanted to share it because I felt like it deserved to be. But I would appreciate if you watch it on my channel. That'd be great because I could use the views. But yeah, so this tweet up here, this is what I sent out. It says, it's been over a year since I bought my first DigiByte. I knew the tech was strong, but I always lamented the lack of marketing. So what to do about it? Well, I became DigiByte marketing, and so can you. Just contact Rudy and join the DigiByte awareness team. So the DigiByte awareness team was formed about 6 months ago, and it's a loosely organized group of volunteers who've come together for the purpose of promoting DigiByte because we believe that it's for the other project. So now this is, again, here's the going back to Venezuela. You know, they took my video and helped it launch their third round of fundraising earlier this year, and they reached their phase 1 goal within like 48 hours. And like I said, it's just such a good feeling to be a part of something like this. You know, when you work in television for prime time, I mean, come on, you know, I mean, it's kind of silly for the most part, and it just doesn't really make you feel great about what you do. But something like this does make you feel great, and you can do it too. All you got to do is just say, hey, I can contribute, and no one is going to tell you no, you can't. Some of the other things that DigiByte is involved with is, going back to opportunity. So you may recognize this guy, right? That's me, of course. So after I did Humanity Rises, you know, the question came up like, hey, we want someone to create some tutorials for our new mobile wallets. And so I thought, oh, well, maybe I can do that. And again, it was an opportunity for me to improve myself in my current career, right? Because I want to be a better editor, I want to be a better writer, I want to be a better producer. And so this allowed me an opportunity to create something for, not just for DigiByte, but also for myself, you know? Because when you work in post-production, you know, it's all about your reel, you know? Or it's kind of like your portfolio, you know? People say, okay, yeah, great resume, well, show me what you can do. Give me a link of your work. Well, and I had a link, and it was great, but it was really old. I mean, like old shows, like Cops. You guys remember Cops, right? Yeah, so it was pretty dated. It's all like the 4x3, you know, standard def. So I needed to refresh it, and doing work with DigiByte has allowed me that opportunity to refresh my reel. So not only am I learning more about blockchain, but I'm learning more about things within my own industry. And so it's a win-win situation. Also, some other organizations and projects that DigiByte has been involved with is Tour de Crypto. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them. They're doing a cross-country tour on bicycles to generate awareness for charities, so they can learn how to accept cryptos instead of just, you know, dollars. And this is the real deal, because these guys, you know, they're riding bikes across country, and they were like involved in a major accident about a week ago. One of them, he like messed his leg up really bad. I'm not sure of the details, but he did. I mean, he's got like a cast on his leg and a cast on his arm. Another rider jumped in. He stepped in to fill in his role, and they're going to arrive in Hermosa Beach in like just a couple of weeks. So I strongly suggest you guys check them out online, tourdercrypto.com, and also you know, check for updates on Twitter. So the DigiByte Awareness Team, we also have a new website out. It's at DigiByte.org. This is where you can find all the latest news, all the latest updates. It's got a lot of what they call digitorials, and it's a great resource for a lot of awesome information. Also, the main website is digibyte.io. This is where you can find more information about the blockchain itself and various projects that are involved with. You can also find links to all the wallets, whether you want a core wallet or the new mobile wallets. That is digibyte.io. And as I wrap things up here, I do want to just mention, you know, we talked about opportunity. And for the first time in modern history, we have an opportunity to show those who think they control us that they don't. That we get to choose what has value. We get to choose with whom and by what means. Not them, but with us. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. You are what makes blockchain so special. So thank you for being you. Thank you, Robert, and your staff. Thank you for Towne. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'm really happy to answer them later.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. That's Mikey. DigiByte.
Sorry, we are doing a promotion tonight. If anyone downloads and installs the new DigiByte wallet, I'm giving you 100 free DigiByte.
There you go. Bring leg.
So, see you in a few minutes. So come find me afterwards, and we'll hook you up. Okay, bye.